Written guys, the definitions. Is it done? Okay, now let us understand what is normalization and why normalization is required. So I will draw one table, guys. Okay, I'll draw one table. Okay, a big table I will draw. Okay, a big table I'll draw. The column names I'll consider for this table. Just give me a minute. I'll draw a table. Let me take some column names such as student ID, then student name. Then I'll consider, for example, course ID, then course name. Then I'll consider faculty ID. Then I'll select faculty name and faculty salary. Okay. Or faculty, let's consider age, or faculty, let's assume like contact, faculty contact, let's assume that. Okay. Okay, now see here. Okay, everybody see here. Now guys, listen carefully. These all are the column names present in this table. Now imagine that there is first student. Imagine that there is a first student. I'm audible, right, everyone? What is the problem? I'm audible to everyone. Respond. If I'm audible means respond. Everything is proper. Yes. Yes. Okay. Yes. Just check your network issues, guys. If you are facing audio video issue, check your network. Okay. Now student ID I'll consider, guys. Okay. Student ID I'll consider first one. Student name I'll consider like Raj. Okay. Course ID I'll consider like M1. Course name I'll consider manual. Okay. Faculty ID I'll consider A1. Faculty name I'll consider Abhishek. Okay. Then faculty contact I'll consider. I'll just write some random contact. Okay. For example, some random contact I'll type. Okay. Then over here, second one. Okay. Second one I'll consider like, for example, let me write that in this red color. Okay. Second one, let's assume like Dinesh. Okay. So course ID is like S1. Okay. Course name is, let's assume, SQL. And faculty ID is, let's assume like S1. Okay. And faculty name, let's assume like Ajay. And some contact number I write. Okay. For example, some random contact number I write. Okay. Now guys, next one, third one. Okay. I'll consider like Rahul. Okay. And this course ID I'll consider M1. Course name I'll consider manual. Okay. Course faculty ID I'll consider A1. Faculty name I'll consider Abhishek. Okay. Then over here I'll consider 83, like same contact number. Okay. 8349348834, like this. Okay. Then fourth one, let's assume like Nisha, and course ID is like A1. Course name is, let's assume like automation or selenium. Okay. Then over here I'll consider S2. Okay. Then over here I'll consider Suraj. Uh, then over here I'll consider some contact number, some random contact number. Don't dial it; it will not work. It's not mine. Okay. Then next one, let's assume like fifth student. Okay, like this, I'll consider a few students. Like Om is a student name, then he's learning S. Okay, so entire thing I'll just paste it over here. Okay, after this one, whatever is there, I'll just paste it. Same. It will be same, right? I'll copy this. I'll paste it over here. Okay, then after this, I'll consider one more student, like sixth student. Name is, for example, name I'll consider it as Raj. Raj is done. Karthik. Okay, then subjects I'll consider like manual. So I'll paste it once again over here. Okay. Now apart from that, yes, the next subject I'll consider like any other subject J to W. Okay, let's consider Ganesh, the name of the student, and student. I mean course ID I'll consider it as J1. Okay, and course, okay, J to W. Okay, and faculty ID is, let's assume H1. Over here I'll consider Hemendra. Then over here I'll consider some contact number, random contact number. Okay. Then after that I'll consider the eighth one, for example, Dinesh, or Deepak or Braj. Okay, then this I'll consider it as uh, C1. Course name is Java. Okay, here it is like J2 or J1. Then over here I'll consider the restriction. Okay, then over here I'll consider a few contact like this. So yeah, cool. Now guys, after this, the last subject I'll consider, last student I'll consider name is Nikita. Okay, and course ID is, let's assume like P1. Course name is Python. Okay, for faculty ID is like P2 something or A2. Okay, then over here I'll consider Ajay, and over here I'll consider some contact, some random. Okay, now this is a table. This is a table that we have drawn. This is a huge table. Okay, I'm audible, right, everybody? Just let me know if in case. अबे यार क्या हो रहा है? Yes, I'm audible, everyone. Yes, for people who are not able to see anything, right? Wait 1 minute. There's some problem with this speaker. Just give me a second, please. Can anybody put the link of this particular meeting on the group? If it is there with anybody, just put it on the group. Okay, all of you pasted. Okay. बस ओके सबने डाल दिया ऊपर बस वेट okay fine now see here okay we will continue yes now guys listen carefully okay so we have taken a huge table okay we have taken a huge table wherein so many records are there now you tell me does this table have duplicate data tell me this table is it having any duplicate data observe and tell me is it having any duplicate data it is having any duplicate data yes correct it is having so much of duplicate data right now guys okay normalization why it is required I'm going to explain you that okay listen it very carefully okay why normalization is required I'm going to explain now see there is something called as anomaly there's something called as anomaly now what is anomaly anomaly is nothing but the side effects of having duplicate data anomaly is nothing but what insertion anomaly the second one is updation anomaly updation anomaly. Third one is something called as deletion anomaly. Okay, so what is anomaly? First of all, anomaly is nothing but the side effects of duplicate data. I'll write over here. Anomaly is nothing but the side effects of having duplicate data. Side effects of having duplicate data. Now, what is the side effects we are going to learn now? Okay, now 1 minute. I'm not speaking. How come I'll be audible? Wait. 1 minute, guys. Okay, now see here, everyone. I'm audible. Okay. Yes. Now, okay. Now see here. The side effects of having duplicate data. Okay. Anomaly is nothing but what the side effects of having duplicate data. There are different three types of anomalies. Okay. Now let us understand what is this anomaly. Okay. For example, guys, you tell me. Okay, what can be the primary key of this table? See, you have to decide one primary key for this table. You tell me what is that primary key? Student ID. Can I make student ID as a primary key over here? Yes, exactly. I can make it as primary key, correct? But as soon as I make it as a primary key, guys, that column you cannot keep it as null, correct? We cannot keep it as null. But suppose if in case in future, listen carefully, in future there is a new subject that is getting added. Assume like that. Okay, assume like that. There's a new course which is getting added. For example, consider for example, consider C sharp. Consider C sharp is a new subject. Let's assume. Okay, C sharp is a new subject that is getting added. Okay. Okay. So you tell me, guys, will you be able to insert that subject along with the faculty over here? You tell me. Right now, no student. There is no any student who is learning C sharp. Right now, there is no any student. There is no any student ID. Okay. There is no student means definitely student ID also won't be there, right? So there is nobody who is earning. There is nobody who is learning C sharp right now. But C sharp course I want to add in this particular table. So will I be able to add? Will I be able to insert that new record in the table? Yes or no? Yes or no? Will I be able to insert the new record in the table, guys? Tell me yes or no. Others, yes or no? No. Why no? Why no, guys? Why no? Why no? Why no, guys? Will I be able to insert like anything like N1, then Naveen, or something like this? Will I be able to do that? Will I be able to insert that data? No, why no? Because can I keep this as null? Can I keep this as null? Can I keep this as null? Can I keep this primary key, which is student ID, as null? No, I cannot keep that, right? So I won't be able to insert the data. I will not be able to insert the data if there is any new faculty or if there is any new course. If there is any new faculty, if there is any new course, I won't be able to add that just because of this problem. So there is an insertion problem. You are not able to insert the data. That is the insertion anomaly. Okay, that is something called as insertion anomaly. Now guys, imagine instead of this, अगर आपके पास तीन different tables होते, imagine a situation wherein you are having three different tables with you. Imagine a situation wherein there are three different tables with you. One table is having student ID and student name. One table is having course ID and course name. One table is having faculty ID, faculty name, okay, faculty name. Okay, one table is having faculty contact. Now you tell me, अगर कोई नया course add होता है, okay, for example, imagine that student ID is the primary key of this table. Imagine that student ID is the primary key of this table. Imagine that this course ID is the primary key of this table. Okay, imagine that faculty ID is the primary key of this table. Now you tell me if there is any addition of new codes such as C sharp, I can directly add that over here. Do I need to think what to insert in the other two tables? Do I need to think what I have to enter in other two tables? मुझे ये सोचने की जरूरत है क्या? No, I don't have to think that, correct? Because see, course is added, I have added a course, no issues. I don't have to think what data I want to insert in this table, what data I want to insert in this table. I don't have to worry about that. I don't have to worry about that. Understanding? Is that clear? Is everybody understanding this fact? Yes? Okay. Now, that is why I'm telling you, having a larger table is always a disadvantage. Having a large table is always a disadvantage. Okay, having a large table is always a disadvantage. Instead of that, you can reduce the larger table into the smaller tables. Instead of that, what you guys can do? You can reduce the larger table into the smaller tables. Is that clear, everybody? Is that clear, everybody? Understanding? And that is what the definition of normalization. What is the definition of normalization? Reducing a larger table into the smaller ones. I can call it as normalization. So what we have to understand from this? We have to understand that having a large table is always a disadvantage. And if you have a small table, that means you can perform normalization to get this small tables. To get this small table, we have to perform normalization. Understanding that is why normalization is required to avoid the anomaly, to eliminate the anomaly. Is that clear, everybody? Have you understood the first need of doing normalization? Have you understood the first anomaly? If understood, say yes. If you have not understood, put it as repeat. I'll repeat. Yes, I'll repeat. Very simple. Okay. So reducing a larger table into the smaller one, it is called as normalization. Now, guys, anomaly is nothing but the side effects of duplicate data. Now, guys, if in case a new course is added, okay, in this large table, I'll be adding the course, but will I be able to add that complete course? No, because we cannot keep student ID as empty or null. We cannot keep it as blank, correct? So that is why if it was like different three tables, अगर छोटे तीन tables होते तो like कोर्स ऐड हुआ है ना ओके नो इश्यूज ऐड दैट कोर्स ओवर हियर कोर्स हुआ है तो कोर्स टेबल में ऐड कर बाकी दो टेबल के बारे में मत सोचो okay so we can easily add a course in the course table we don't have to think what to insert in this table what to insert in this table we don't have to worry about that okay so that is where you can eliminate the insertion anomaly you will be able to insert the data okay you will be able to insert the data if you perform normalization and reduce down that larger table to smaller table is that clear Rishikesh yes okay perfect perfect okay. Now, after that, there is something called as updation anomaly. There is something called as updation anomaly. Now, what is that updation anomaly? I'll tell you. You tell me, guys, if you want to update the contact, if you want to update the contact of, for example, contact of Abhishek. Okay, for example, Abhishek contact if you want to edit or if you want to modify. What query you have to, where, in which are the records? If you write a query for this particular table, how you will be writing the query? आप query कैसे लिखोगे? आप ऐसे लिखोगे, update table student, okay? Table का नाम लिखोगे student, उसके बाद में set sal is equal, sorry, set contact is equal to something like some random contact I'll write over here, and where FID is in let's assume A1. FID is in A1. Now what will happen? In the huge table, how many times the data will be updated? No. No, no. It's not working. Use but his internet is not there today. It's under maintenance. Ah, is it? I think this connection they have removed. I guess. Something, something is wrong. Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. Now, अबे यार ये trainer guys, first thing, okay, these people know they're irritated, they don't know how to join the course also. Seriously, I'm pissed off because of these people. Okay, let them suffer, no issues. Now see here, everyone, see here, am I audible now? Am I audible? Yes, okay. Now guys, if you update the, if you want to update the contact of any particular person, right, what you will be doing is you'll be writing a query like this. Now you tell me how many times this contact will be changed, how many places this contact will be changed. How many places the contact will be changed? Tell me. In how many places the contact will be updated if I update this? Three places, correct? Three places, am I right? Three places, right, everyone? Yes. Now you tell me, guys, if there are total like 1 lakh records, okay, if there are like 1 lakh records are there, okay, 1 lakh records are there, and imagine like 10,000 times Abhishek record is there, okay, 10 different times Abhishek record is there. Now you tell me what will happen. Don't you think the execution time will be increased? Execution time of the query will be like increased like anything, correct? Because it has to go and update how many records? 10,000 records. Am I right? It has to go and execute and change or update the data in 10,000 different places. Understanding? Just give me a second. These people know. Seriously, I'm pissed off because of these people interrupting every single time. Okay, now see here. Everyone, am I audible? Yes, okay. Now see, very simple guys, okay. If you write some update query, okay, it has to go and update those many number of records. Now don't you think the execution time will be increased, because it has to go different 10,000 records has to get updated, so that will become a difficulty. Okay, it will consume a lot of time. Now you tell me, if it was like small tables, you tell me how many times Abhishek's record will be present over here, for example A2, then over here Abhishek. So it has to only update over here, am I right? It has to only update the contact over here at this particular place. Understanding, at this particular place, it has to update the contact. Is that clear? It has to update the contact here. Okay. So somewhere Suraj record will be there, somewhere Darshan will be there. So like this, somewhere some records will be there. So only 4 times our records will be present. Okay. So it has to go in those many, in just one place it has to go and it has to change the contact. Understood? Is that clear? Understanding, everyone? If we have three different small tables, if we have three different small tables, then guys, I don't have to update it in 10,000 different places. I have to update it in one place only. In only one place I have to update it. Everywhere else automatically that will be fetched. समझ में आ रहा है सबको? Are you able to understand? What about others? I'm asking it for everybody. Yes, are you able to understand? Yes, yes. Okay, okay. Now, guys, that is something called as updation anomaly. So, updation anomaly can be removed by performing normalization. Now, you tell me what is deletion anomaly. Now, it can happen like only one student is learning Python. Can you guys see? Only one student is learning Python over here. Imagine, okay, only one student is learning Python here. You see here, that person name is Nikita. Now, suppose Nikita, she got placed and Nikita's record I want to delete. So, if I delete Nikita's record, what is happening? What do you think is happening if I delete Nikita's record? Nikita's record, if I delete this, what has happened? What has happened? Nikita's record is unwanted data. Okay, I have deleted that. Just because I have deleted Nikita's student record, what has happened? उसके साथ और क्या चला गया? Don't you think the important information of course has been deleted? Don't you think the important details of course, Python details course name is deleted, correct? So there can be only one person who is learning that particular subject. Okay, if I delete that particular student means important data. Okay, important data can get deleted. Okay, just because of deleting some unwanted data, some important data may get deleted. Understood? Just because if you delete some unimportant data, some important data can get deleted. Understood? समझ में आ रहा है सबको? Yes? Okay. So in this situation, what we can do? In this situation, you imagine like you have three different records and Nikita's record is present over here, like for example, N1 and some student is there, for example, Nikita. Now guys, what will happen if you delete Nikita's record? Okay, it will be deleted from this particular table. Will there be any effect or will there be any kind of problem for other two tables? Is there any kind of dependency on other two tables? No. You delete it from this particular table. There is no problem with this particular table. Nothing will be changed in this particular two tables. Understanding? Understanding? So you can delete it from one table. It will not affect another two tables. No issues. Okay. It will not affect another two tables. Okay. So this deletion anomaly can be overcome with the help of normalization. So you perform normalization, reduce the larger table into the smaller tables, and then see the magic. Then see the magic. Then what will happen? There won't be any kind of anomaly. Most of the anomalies will be removed. So that is why we perform normalization. Why do we perform normalization, guys? To avoid and to eliminate the anomalies, side effects of duplicate data. Understanding? Just to avoid side effects of duplicate data, we perform normalization. Just to eliminate the anomalies such as insertion, updation, deletion anomaly, we perform normalization. Everybody understood what is this? Is it clear? Yes. Is it clear, guys? Okay. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. So that's all for today. Okay, like just understand why this normalization is required. Okay, आज normalization क्यों चाहिए इतना भी समझे तो बहुत हो गया आज के लिए. Okay. So tomorrow we are going to learn actually like how to perform normalization, which are the what is dependency, what are the types of normalization forms. Okay, all those things. So tomorrow it will be over. Okay. So now just take the screenshot of this. Take the screenshot of this. Taken. Take the screenshot of this. Taken. Okay, then take the screenshot of this. Taken. Okay. Fine. Then write down. Write down insertion anomaly. Write down insertion anomaly. Write down insertion anomaly. I'll give you the notes. I'll give you the notes. Write down insertion anomaly. Insertion anomaly. Write down insertion anomaly occurs. Insertion anomaly occurs. Insertion anomaly occurs. Insertion anomaly occurs when we try to insert. When we try to insert some data. When we try to insert some data. For example, write down. For example, write down. I'll explain you this scenario. Okay, you write it in whatever I'm telling. Just note it down. Okay. In this table, write down. In this table, student ID is a primary key. In this table, student ID is a primary key. In this table, student ID is a primary key. In this table, student ID is a primary key. Student ID is a primary key. Now, guys, after that, okay, if we want to add, if we want to insert, write down, if we want to insert, if we want to insert, if we want to insert, if we want to insert course ID, course name, or any faculty information, or any faculty information, or any faculty information, or any faculty information. The question is, the question is, the question is, the question is, what to enter in place of, in place of, what to insert in place of student ID, what to insert in place of student ID, because we cannot keep it as null, because we cannot keep it as null, because we cannot keep it as null or empty, because we cannot keep it as null or empty, cannot keep it as null or empty. Okay, so this is a insertion anomaly. This is a insertion anomaly. Write down, this is insertion anomaly. This is insertion anomaly. This is insertion anomaly. Now to avoid this anomaly, we can we can reduce the larger table. We can reduce the larger table. We can reduce a larger table into the smaller ones. To the smaller ones. To the smaller ones. Yes. Written, guys, everyone? Written, yes or no? Yes, okay. Fine. After that, write down updation anomaly. Updation anomaly. Write down updation anomaly. Write down updation anomaly. Write it down updation anomaly. Updation anomaly occurs. Updation anomaly occurs in large tables. In large tables. Write down in large tables. It takes in large table. It takes more execution time. It takes more execution time for any query. For any query, it takes more execution time for any query to insert. Sorry, to update. To update the data. Update the data. I think I was disconnected somewhere in between. Yes. Am I audible now? Yes, okay. तो क्या चल रहा है यार इधर? अभी तक खत्म ही नहीं हुआ, 4 दिन से वही कर रहे हो। अच्छा, इंटरनेट पे डिस्कनेक्ट कनेक्ट कर रहे हो। ओके, ठीक है। ओके। Yes, see here. I'm audible, right? Yes, cool. Now, see here, okay. I have given you like till what definition I was audible. Can anybody just tell me? Till what I was audible? What was the last point that you were able to listen? Till update. Okay, till update the data. Okay, fine. So write down about deletion, guys. Write down about deletion. Deletion anomaly. Write down. Deletion anomaly occurs if if some important data, if some important data, if some important data. Okay, we'll do one thing. Okay, we'll do one thing. I'll give you the notes of this three tomorrow itself. Okay, let's give it a fresh notes. Okay, I'll give you the fresh notes. But as of now, you have understood the scenarios, right? Like what is insertion anomaly, what is updation anomaly, what is deletion anomaly. You have understood this, everyone? Yes, cool. So just that was the motive for today. That was the intention for today. Like you should understand why normalization is required. What is normalization? So we have understood the second definition, reducing a larger table into the smaller ones. Okay, that is the main important definition. Okay, fine then. So we will meet tomorrow once again for the last time. Okay, we will close normalization. Right. Then everybody will escalate. It will be done. Fine then, yes. And single zero function questions, I hope you guys have tried. Okay, we will have one session on that, but give me some time. Once Saturday comes or Sunday comes, that time we will plan around for that session. Like, questions how to solve questions on single zero function. We will learn. Fine, yes. See you tomorrow. Then you guys can go for your Java sessions. Yes.